Anyway,
Thank you.
Anyway, we used to have this guy call the show, and the guy's name was Darnell. Now, where Darnell is today, who knows? Who's to say?
He's wherever Jane is.
And I guess this phone call took place not too long after Princess Di's passing, if memory serves me correctly. I may have to worry about it, Greg. If you hear something on there and I bleep it out, don't worry about it. But we just wanted to give you a taste of this fellow I haven't heard from in years. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Darnell.
Sounds like a
like to be given the right
what is that?
Carefree and gay once again.
I just want to remind people I'm the first one to come out with the murder theory.
That's right. You were the kind of the godfather of this whole conspiracy theory. And what was your theory again? Why she was killed?
Well, she was killed, and the reason was because the Queen did not want her to be associated with an African American.
Well, who's an African American in all of this?
What's his name? Doty.
He's not from.
He's from Africa, see, because Egypt is in Africa.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's not in America.
Well, that's my theory. And you
But wait,
it is. I got something new for you now.
Well, before you give me something new, let's go back to Doty. All right?
Yeah.
Doty is an Egyptian.
And where's Egypt?
Africa, but it's not
exactly.
But Danelle,
He's African.
Danelle, where's America? It's not in Africa, is it? Is he an American citizen?
I don't know what it was. He was living in England.
Well,
and
but
he made movies in America.
Danelle, England isn't in America either. I don't think he would. That's right. So he would not qualify as an African American, would he?
In your mind.
Well, how? Well, wait a minute now. How can this guy possibly be an African American?
He's a black man from Africa. He's an African.
But you called him an African American.
Well, I call all black guys African Americans.
Even if
no matter where they're from.
But wait a minute. This is a guy who's not an American citizen. This is a guy
allegedly
who's done well. Not allegedly, Danelle. He's not. All right. This is a guy. Well, let's take the several million Africans in Africa.
The Africans
who we know for fact, not allegedly, have never been to America. Okay. A lot of natives in Africa don't even know where America is. Would we also refer to them as African American?
Yes, we would.
Why?
Because that is the politically correct thing, man.
What do you mean politically correct? It's geographically moronic.
Well, I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
Well, those aren't rules.
You want to hear the new thing or what?
No, I do want to hear the new thing. I'm dying to hear the new thing, but we have to get this clarified.
No, because while we're waiting here, someone else is going to take credit for it.
No, nobody's going to take credit for anything, Danelle. It's your story, baby. You're going to run with it. You're the one that's going to get the Pulitzer. But I got to go back to this African American.
That's what?
I have to go back to this African American. There's nothing politically correct about calling an African guy who's never been out of Africa an African American.
So you feel that she was not murdered, that it was
no, I didn't even,
happened,
sir.
And all these things just happened.
Danelle, we haven't even gotten to that yet. I am trying to tell you that to call Doty an African American is not only not politically incorrect, to not call him an African American is also correct. The guy is not an American citizen.
Well, he's an African.
But he's not an American.
So what's your point?
So why you call him an African American?
That's what the Queen's calling him. That's why
the Queen never called him an African American. The only person ever called Doty an African American is you.
And I'm not getting credit for it. You're giving the credit all to Gaddafi.
I should give you credit for being an idiot for calling a guy who's not an African American an African American?
I should be on Geraldo.
Well, Danelle, then why don't you call Geraldo?
Well, listen, man.
Why don't you, Danelle, I'll give you Geraldo's phone number.
I don't want to be on with that fool. Look, man.
You'd rather be on with this fool. Well, then you've got to correct yourself. I
don't know. What the African there? He's from Africa.
He's an African. He's not an African. Danelle.
Yeah.
He's an African. He's not an African American. No, you didn't. You've been calling a guy an African American for the last 10 minutes. Why don't you admit you're wrong, Danelle?
He's an African.
Thank you. Now, we have to break, Danelle.
Oh, man.
Now, settle down. I give you...
Whoa, listen to what I got.
No, I can't. I have to go to the traffic. When we come back...
Let me give them a teaser before we go.
All right, give us a tease.
All them airplanes that were shot down,
Yeah.
and the Ted Turner donation,
Right.
and the El Nino all have in common.
This is all part of the plot.
It's all. It is.
Okay, now, Donnell, I want you to hold on, okay?
All right, just kill that. Just kill that. And does it continue on cut number 2?
Yeah.
All right, just bring on cut number 2. We just want to hear a little bit of Darnell and the plot here. God, this is funny. Go.
Is.
Let's talk about Ted Turner first. What is
It's
this
all
about?
connected. It's all one, man.
What?
It's all one conspiracy.
Oh, it's all one conspiracy. Okay, so Ted Turner was involved in the hit of Princess Di.
No, man. This is a new one.
It's a new one.
Yeah.
Well, what did Ted Turner have to do with
Well,
Princess?
see, here's what it is. These planes that are being shot down,
What planes that are being shot down?
the Air Force plane, there was one in Baltimore, there was all over the place.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, those that were shot down.
There's a spacecraft up there called Mir, M-I-R.
M.I.R.
Everybody think that it's not high tech, but it is. And they are shooting the things down, and then they went to Ted Turner and told him they was going to shut down the CNN. They would shoot the satellite down in 1 minute. So what do you have to do? They extorted like $1 million, $1 billion, something like that from Ted Turner. Period.
In other words, Ted Turner gave away that $1 billion.
He's not going to give the money away for nothing. He worked hard for that money.
You're saying that Ted Turner gave away this $1 billion under duress.
I don't know about the rest, but they say they're going to shoot a satellite down.
Who said they were going to shoot a satellite down?
Well, I don't want to get into that right now, but there is a...
Well, why not? Give me an idea of who said
It's
this.
a trilateral.
The Trilateral Commission.
Commission, I just know it is trilateral.
The Trilateral somebody, they went to Ted Turner and said, either give us $1 billion or we're going to blow up your
They already
network.
shot the planes down. They proved that they could do it.
Yeah.
And they're controlling the weather, too.
They're controlling the weather, too. The Trilateral Commission is.
Now,
Oh, wait, hold on a
The
second.
Cassidines.
How is the Trilateral Commission controlling...
what is M-I-R spelled backwards?
M-I-R is R-I-M.
What's that say?
Rim?
Pacific Rim. That is where the El Nino is located.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's all the code.
All right, so Ted Turner, though, before we get back to Princess Di, and I have to take another break, so for God's sake, don't hang up. Darnell, I have to...
Your breaks are like them pledge time on Channel 13, man. They go on forever.
Darnell.
Yeah.
I apologize. I have to pay bills. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, man.
You know something? You once said to me, "You're a funny guy." You want to know something? I am a funny guy.
Yes, you are.
God, I haven't heard that stuff in years. There's more to it. We won't play it today. We'll play it another time. But he had... Princess Di was killed because I guess it was Doty was... He considered Doty was a person of color.
Yeah.
Then he brought in the Trilateral Commission, and he had that... What was it? The 6... He was under that 666 thing, too, wasn't he?
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Somebody's name having 6 numbers.
Yeah, everybody's name had 6 letters,
6 letters.
and all the rest. Why don't we get callers like that anymore? For crying out loud, and Darnell, wherever you are.
They're crazy, Elaine, but they're funny.
Oh,
Funny.
honey, I would give $1 to get phone calls like that. My ultimate dream, which is never going to happen,
Does he
unfortunately,
call
because...
anymore?
Pardon me?
Does he still call?
No, he hasn't called us in ages. Nor has James. So you have to talk into the microphone, otherwise I can't hear you. Do I owe you a break? Well, let's take it now. We'll just go right into the 5:30 on AM News Talk 1360.
Some secluded rendezvous that overlooks the avenue, with someone sharing a delight, chat this and that, and cocktails for two, as we enjoy a cigarette to some exquisite chansonette.
All right, back with LG and Elaine. Doug Hoerth on AM News Talk 1360.
He can enjoy the cigarette. I want the donuts.
By the way, what is this cut 20? Eat it in her bulges. What is that
It's
one?
a cute little thing with a lady that called. You're going to go on vacation, and she wants to know why.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's try this one instead. I don't remember this one very well. Just hit cut 17. This is shorty.
Hello?
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 Yes?
Yeah?
Is this a regular talk show?
Pardon me?
Is this a regular talk show?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
You're the one what's your name, Doug, right?
Pardon me?
What's your name? Doug?
No, John.
John what?
Cigna.
Pardon?
Cigna, C-I-G-N-A.
Well, I just wondered whether that was a regular talk show or whether...
Well, this is the John Cigna Show. What can I do for you?
Pardon?
This is the John Cigna Show. What can I do for you?
Well, I was wondering if you can write that story about the program you had on one time before.
Okay, we'll do that.
About Glow Radio?
About what?
Glow Radio?
Glow Radio, you got it. That's radio that comes out of your teeth. Thank you very much.
Hit 20. Hit 20. I don't remember this one. This is cut number 20. Let me know when you're ready to go. All right, hit it.
Hey, what's on your mind here? What did you want to talk about?
I want to talk to listen to you each day, because I don't know what's going on in the world unless I listen to you once in a while. I turn to your program, and I turn to Lynn Cullen, and I turn to various radio talk shows to find out what's going on.
Well, somebody will be here the rest of the week to tell you what's going on. It just will not be me.
Why not?
Because I'm going to Florida.
You're going to Florida?
That's right.
What's more important in Florida than in Pittsburgh?
Women with good legs.
Have you seen mine?
Are they that hot?
They have bulges here and there.
Bulges?
Yes.
Well, how many? How many? How old are you, Edith?
73.
Oh, well, then I got a lot of bulges, no offense. On the other hand, maybe I should consider myself lucky that I haven't seen them.
Well, this is why I don't want you to go away.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Your bulges will get worse because the circulation gets worse, I guess. Well,
all right, but your cold will get worse.
I may reconsider my decision, Edith, but don't bet on it, okay?
All right, now one other one here real quick, because it's short. This man, am I the joke of the day? Is there a call in there, do you know?
He is a call.
I mean, is there a call letter in there?
I don't think so.
Let's be the last one. This is cut number 16. I'm only doing this because these are short, and Elaine's got her hints for us. Go ahead. Let me know when you're ready.
Laurence, what am I doing wrong?
Oh, I remember this.
Come on, you're the producer. Well, you're cutting me off, too.
Hello?
Doug Hoerth.
Yeah, who's this?
Could I speak to Jane, please?
Who?
You're playing with me.
Hello?
Am I the joke of the day?
Lawrence, is there somebody on the line here? Because I'm trying very hard and I can't hear them.
Hey, Doug.
Hello?
Sir.
Could you talk a little louder?
Oh, my goodness.
Could you talk so I can
Am I the fool of the day?
Could you talk a little louder so I can hardly hear you? Could you just shout out the name Doug? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Could you talk a little louder, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mad. There was one call that I couldn't put on there. Well, you just do this stream. This poor lady called into the show about 4 or 5 times in a half-hour period. Maggie, is that you? Yes. Thank you for calling. Is this Maggie? Yes. Well, thank you very much for calling.
I will never forget, I was on, when Lynn Cullen had the TV show, when Lynn had the television show, I was the guest. And Lynn was talking about hanging up on phone calls. She said she could, I'm assuming she's learned since then, because this was a lot of years ago. But she said she could never hang up on phone callers. And I said, it's easy. So she said, well, all right, you take the controls. And the guy got on. I said, hello, Doug? I said, yeah, this is Carl. I said, hey, Carl, nice to hang up on. And Lynn said, that's trouble. I said, Lynn, you'll call back. And sure enough, I think I called back 3 or 4 times. Somewhere along the line. But we've had so much fun together down through the years, and I may have asked you this question before. Is there any one particular one that stands out? I mean, these, again, I haven't heard this stuff in years, and I thank you for putting it together. But is there any one, was it one of these or some other thing that just particularly stands out?
Oh,
we had so much fun at so many days.
Too many. I mean, I can't tell you, especially in, it was probably during that 3 to 6 show, there were times when you would literally send me to the floor because you would say or do something that would crack me up, but I couldn't pinpoint one of them, no.
One of the things that we did.
A bunch of stuff happened every day.
One of the things that we did, which I would play in a second, although it was about I think we took an hour. When the guy from 84 Lumber.
Yes.
Mr. Connolly got married to Debbie.
And you brought the picture from the post.
I brought the picture. Her name was Debbie. He's still married to her. And there was this article written by, I can't remember the writer, because he actually did call the show. And as a goof, the guy gave the price of everything that was at the wedding. And it was a very garish wedding, to say the least. Oh, my Lord. They just spent a fortune on everything. And there's something about she had a poof. And I said to you, what the hell is a poof? And you said, I don't know what it is, but I think they owe their daughter service. And I thought I was going to. Do you remember that one? And then the other thing was the picture in the paper was such. There was a cross behind Debbie, but it looked as though the cross went right into her head. It looked like a scene out of The Omen. And I remember taking phone calls and people talking about it. I remember the photographer called in. Well, it was a double exposure. I don't care what it is, pal. Looks like the cross was going in her head. Oh,